All right, so now at this point, I would like to welcome Adrian up. He's a performance class organizer, and he's going to say a few words.
Give it up to Nick for that emceeing job. And you'll do it again in a moment, but for the performers as well. And everyone else involved with light, sound, safety, everything. And all of you. For those of you who are new, this might be a little, or for those of you who are experienced with this might have been a little bit different format from previously, and if you're new, this is all new to you. In the past, performance classes worked in different formats. We decided to shift things up a little bit. In the past, the performance classes worked as an isolated act, then a Q&A from a panel of very experienced performers. MC does an interlude, then the next act, Q&A, MC, and repeats. And the purpose of the performance class has always been as an education for you guys, so you can learn from the experiences of these performers. They can share what they've learned from this. And that's happened for many performance classes now, and we decided to throw a curveball at the performers and at you guys. Instead, we'd set parameters. Instead, we would create a themed show. We decided to go with a Disney theme, just to lay it all out there. We decided to go with the Disney theme because we wanted to integrate the Beaver Awards directly into the show itself. And what better to work with talking animals than Disney? Also, the performers applied about 5 weeks before Wildfire, and they got their letters of "you've been accepted" about 4 to 3 weeks. And some of them had already prepared acts thinking we were using the original structure, that they could bring any act in and perform. So in 3 or 4 weeks, they had to come up with something completely new. Again, throwing curveball at the performers as much as at you guys. We decided to go with Disney songs because they're familiar. And on top of, talking animals, you all know them, you've all heard them, and you all have personal associations with them. Hopefully good, possibly bad, but we wanted to possibly bring a little bit of a new type of levity to the performance class, and I hope you all really enjoyed it. And back to Nick.
All right, so I am actually going to use the mic starting now. So first of all, we're going to hear from Corey White, who was Beaver number 1, and she's going to tell us a little bit about what she learned in this.
Well, first I'd like to say that I really want world peace. Okay, so really what I want to say is that for me doing a show like this, it's going to be like silly and fun, and I often look at a character and I want to find something about them that just really sets it off. And so for my beaver, it was the stick, of course. And like as soon as I was like, oh, that's exactly what I have to do, then everything else like really fell into place. So what I've learned from this, my advice to you is the next time that you're going for a piece or something like that, to think about your character, your point of view, and allow yourself to play around with different things that will help to unlock it for you. And all of a sudden, like, it could be a stature, or it could be an expression that you make, or it could just be like a thought in your head that allows the character to unfurl in front of you. So that's my experience. I had a lot of fun. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Thank you very much. Next up, She-Wolf Shakti, our witch number 1.
Wow. I love dancing on a stage, but talking is really terrifying. So I wanted to talk about this tendency that comes over whenever I'm trying to prepare a piece, and it's about the difference between being a flow artist and flowing in my own time, in my own space, for my own reasons, and then bringing it to the stage. And that's that I always want to bring in whatever I'm working on, whatever I'm excited about, all the new flashy tricks I just learned, and that's a terrible, terrible idea. It's really best to, when preparing something to perform, to just do the stuff you're comfortable with and mix it up. And that way, when you're actually doing the performance, you're not trying to nail a trick. You're trying to nail what you want to express. You're trying to hit your musical cues in conjunction with whatever emotion you're projecting instead of worrying about where your tools are. Yeah, so that's my advice when you're preparing a performance. Thank you guys so much. And Adrian, you're so awesome. Thank you for making all this happen.
Thank you. All right, next up, our first platypus, Spinabel Lee. We will hear from her.
Hello. So don't let Adrian fool you. This is really just about his obsession with Disney. Right. So actually, that's what I learned. I learned that sometimes it can be really fun to give up a little bit of creative control because Adrian actually begged me to do that song. I actually never even heard it in my life. So it was actually ended up being fun because not having heard it, not having had an association with that song, I got to kind of really get into the platypus mindset instead of the ice princess mindset. I don't know. So my advice would be sometimes if you're feeling a little creatively blocked, it can be really fun to maybe have somebody else challenge you to do a performance to a song that you might not usually choose. Or just something that is a little bit out of your comfort zone, something that maybe is a different genre than we usually perform to. So that was really fun for me. And also always tech your costumes, because I couldn't see shit. As awesome as that platypus nose was. So make sure you check your costumes with and without fire, so that you make sure you're not going to have any surprises. So you heard it here first. Thank you.
Thank you, Spinabel. Oh, okay. Next up, our mysterious hermit wizard, Loki Avero.
First of all, you guys are awesome. Thanks for being such a good audience. I was super nervous, and then you were really awesome, so I got less nervous. Thanks. I had some trouble when I first chose this song. I love this song so much. But it's very fast-paced and it has a lot of changing rhythms in it. And it was a little harder than previous songs that I've choreographed to. So what I did was I went to a good friend of mine and I gave him the song and I told him I need to learn the rhythms for this song. And he mapped out the rhythms, the emphasis points in each section that had different rhythms. And then I took those sections and I mapped out like this moveset will go to this rhythm, and every time this rhythm's repeated, I'll do that same moveset. So it's like, the point is that you should break up this long, complicated thing into little chunks, and it gets much, much easier. Yeah.
Thank you, Loki. All right, next up, the water goddess, Amphitrite, played by Becca Becker.
Thank you. So, oh shit. So, what I learned most from this was costuming. Usually when I perform, I wear all black, black and white, black and red. So I really wanted to step out of my comfort zone when picking this song Under the Sea. You can't really do black and red, black and white. It's just not gonna work. So I just decided to go completely to the other spectrum and wear a damn dress and put glitter on myself and wear makeup. So my advice to you is don't be afraid to step out of that comfort zone and dress yourself up. And yeah, so thank you.
Thank you. All right, we're going to hear from our first dragon, Terrence Drake. You can't help but strut, can you?
So I don't actually have specific advice because I don't want to assume that I learned something this time that you all don't already know. What I learned, however, through the process is when I was assembling the music, I don't know how many people out here pick a song and then make an act to the song. Make some noise if that's what you do. Okay. So I actually do it the other way around. I usually make an act and then manipulate the music and cut and add bars and layer to fit the act. What I learned with this show is that Disney has some pretty messed up time signatures. I was like, whatever, just play the song, throw a beat over it, done? No. So, yeah. That's what I learned. I hope that's useful for you.
Thank you, Terrence. All right, and our second beaver, Astor Treitman. With a wonderful training montage.
Hey guys. Okay. First thing, I just want a side note. The minute I got that email saying that I was accepted and that we'd be doing Disney, thought number one that popped into my head is, oh damn, I want to do that song from Mulan to Firestaff. Thought number two was, wait, that's so cliche, I can't do that. and then Adrian emailed me 2 days later, hey, can you do a staff routine to that song from Mulan? That's totally what happened. Anyway, I haven't done very many performances before, and I haven't done any performances before working with a group, working as part of a group, having other people actually have input into certain aspects like the costuming, the songs, whatever. And I was expecting a lot of like restrictions, like yeah, that happened, like you should be wearing these colors, and that's totally cool to work with. What I wasn't expecting was how much new material would come from all the people I was working with, like the running gag with the podium bitches. that came about just because we were all here, all running through it as a group, and that came from all of us. In my personal thing, certain aspects of the costume couldn't be done without our costuming person, Sarah. It was awesome. The handoff with the first beaver to the second beaver, that transformation, that like I never would have thought of that. So my advice to you guys who are doing your performances, even if you're working alone, like if you're working with a group and you're working alone, let your performance come from other people. Like totally bounce ideas off each other. Like just get input. Let other people make your performance, and it'll be that much better.
Thank you. Next up, our Randy duo, Angie Sarno and Sarah Ivy Mayer. I'll be in my bunk.
This was a really fun learning experience. Sarah and I are obviously very good friends. Not like that kind of friend before this. And we both have a lot of respect for each other's craft, and so coming into it, working with I think when we started rehearsing, there was a lot of tentativeness in trying to respect each other and our process, and I think we got to a point where we were getting absolutely nothing done, and we were like, let's just be aggressive and just do this, and let's just do how we normally would do this if it was just us, and I think that worked better, so getting over the respect and just doing it was a much better way to do it.
So consent is sexy, but aggression is also appreciated. So getting to know your partner and taking the time to no, but like for real, like getting to like know each other as people. like helps you work together, you know, and that's swell. Angie has a dance background, and I never danced a day in my life before I picked up a hula hoop. So, and I have a weird background. She does too. I just have a background in wanting to be weird, and so I feel like we had a lot of different things to share, and we wanted to respect each other in doing so. And I think we found a way to merge our styles and our vaginas and have a swell time. So I hope you guys appreciated it.
Thank you, guys. And now we'll hear from Fire Magic, consisting of Flow Fox, Isis, and Pyro, our epic battle scene.
Hello.
Hi.
So, one thing that I had to work on a lot for this event was costuming. And since we did it on such short notice, it was quite difficult having a specific characters to be and to do it inexpensively and quickly when I'd never built such things as this before. So it was interesting. But we used a lot of pieces we had. I had a lot of this outfit, and we tried to do it as inexpensive as possible. So, and don't be afraid to put your own twist on it. We didn't try to be exactly like Maleficent, you know, it's a little bit different. And that's how you can have a little wiggle room.
Another thing that we learned is, wait, before I say this, welcome our newest member, Fire Magic. This is his first time he's ever performed in front of anyone.
We love you!
So another thing that we learned from this is the clients might want something different than you had prepared. So we normally, when we do a show or we do like a show here at Wildfire, we're preparing that shit 6 months in advance. We're like, all right, this shit's coming. And then we start like piecing it together. And then we're told 3 weeks later, Disney. And we're like, Disney. And so then we were like, how can we twist it? So, and then having fun with it and still being like, well, how can I pour my creativity to this? And that goes into why Wildfire touches us so much, is that without Wildfire, all of Wildfire may touch this so much. Is that without Wildfire, we wouldn't be the professional company that we are today. We get to travel around to different clubs, different states, and we get really, really good high-paying gigs because of Wildfire. Wildfire is the only reason that trained us to be who we are. So all these things that you guys are learning, and even if you're like, I'm just a beginner, what can I do? You can get to that. You can strive for it. So take all the classes, learn all the things, and you can get there. Thank you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. By the way, speaking of all the things on this sheet that I have, it says, Fire Magic, all of the props. MCP, did you want to say anything? Where's MCP, our stage manager?
Yes. 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 Speech. Speech.
The people want you in every way. I can't even see if he's coming out.
Engage your core.
Is this on? Well, that's what Ben wanted, isn't it? Can I use kerosene? Yeah, no, that's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to light you on fire.
Come on, baby, love
Thank you, MCP. I'll just tell you also a little bit about me as the MC. I came to this a little bit of a strange roundabout way because I was sitting there last August and Adam.